Alright, what's going on everybody? It's your boy King and welcome to today's fantasy football blog. Here's to talk about Thursday night matchup between the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm here to give you some quick tips for tonight's matchup. Now basically, pretty much all the playmakers, go right ahead and start. Go ahead and start quarterbacks, Tony Romo and Jay Cutler. But if I had to choose between the two quarterbacks, if you're concerned, I would definitely go with Jay Cutler over Tony Romo, because I think the Chicago Bears defense is going to redeem themselves from the weak performance Thanksgiving at Detroit. And I think for Tony Romo, I still think it could be a good, profitable matchup in fantasy play. This is the beginning of the playoffs, so I think you could possibly still use Tony Romo. But if I had to decide, go with Jay Cutler over Tony Romo. But I still believe that you should start both of them anyway. Now for tight end, Jason Witten, I think this is still a must-start at tight end because it's pretty much a leaky position for fantasy play. I think that Jason Witten might struggle in this matchup against that Bears defense, but you might as well play him. Now Martellus Bennett for the Chicago Bears, I think he's going to have a decent game. He did have over 100 yards last week against the top defense in Detroit. Now for the remainder of the playmakers, running backs DeMarco Murray and Matt Forte, that's an obvious thing. Go right ahead and start those two players. The wide receivers is still a little bit of that question mark for the Chicago Bears between Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall. I think that Marshall's a little bit under Alshon Jeffrey, but I still think Jeffrey's definitely a definite start. Same for Brandon Marshall. I think he's going to redeem himself from the past couple of weeks. He's been struggling a little bit. Now for Dez Bryant of the Dallas Cowboys, he's the only receiver that you should must start. That is another obvious thing. And lastly, the defenses for both these two teams, I think that you should bench both of these defenses. I think this is going to be a pretty much of a shootout between quarterbacks Jay Cutler and Tony Romo. So for the defenses in fantasy play, do not start either defenses. Now the next time I'm going to catch you guys will actually be on Saturday night / Sunday morning, where I will give you a preview of the remaining players to start and bench for this week, the beginning of playoffs in the 2004 fantasy season. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, King McCall. Be easy.